from the beginning, which doesn't mean you can't never be successful, but they just maybe a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Goran is a very good example. He's a super structured person. Yeah. Oh my God, he's an Excel sheet person, so of course it goes smooth for him, in this
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, we tried to do that. In the beginning, we had a plan. We had like this whole planning schedule, when to plant, what to plant, how big area, but we never followed it. So it's like we spent so much time planning and had a really good plan, but then we didn't follow it at all. We just improvised during the season. And I realized that too, that it's very crucial to have everything planned very good and to do a lot of calculations and measure everything. I mean, I can do it. I'm not like Göran, for example. He's very structured, but I'm like semi-structured. Maybe if I get into it, I can do it good. I think
it's not that difficult, to be honest.
No,
I think the problem is that people, because that's why sometimes I also. So I think this question comes soon. I asked like, okay, how much? I mean, did you have an idea how much time do you give each function or activities and the planning?
Yeah. No, we didn't really.
Yeah.
That was also an idea that we have. Well, okay, we're going to try to measure all the time, how long it takes, but no, we didn't.
I mean, sometimes you can figure out things maybe on the net or how much things or you ask people but then of course sometimes you have to make your own experience. But then it's good to know approximately how much time you need. I mean, even I have to do it. Sometimes I have to stop how much time I have for each assignment to correct, just to make sure I'm not working sick. I mean, that I get sick there because I work too much, but it's a lot of reasons just to have a better overview about things, and I think that's very beneficial.
Yeah.
Just to keep track and have an estimate to how much time you need for some stuff, and also make time for all the stuff. Because one problem also by a lot of farmers have, for instance, that they, independent of if urban or rural, that they just don't make time for the strategy part or the business part as such. So it's a very interesting question, I think. But then still, of course, you have to have also activities you enjoy.
Yeah.
That's essential.
Yeah, and I think we didn't do so much that because we had this idea that we didn't want to get into this whole corporate management way of thinking, because we saw it as we didn't see it as we're not really like the whole full how do you say, we're not really behind this whole idea of lean farming that you're supposed to measure everything and like everything's supposed to be super efficient all the time.
I mean, you don't have to put it in the extreme, I agree, but just have some sort of idea, just also because of your own well-being.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
Because you said it was a lot of work and you felt exhausted and so on.
Yeah, I mean,
So I think the middle maybe is
I think it's good too.
But of course, you could have also spent maybe time to discover alternative ways.
Yeah.
But that all takes time, of course.
Yeah.
To figure out, how it could be an alternative approach.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, very challenging, and I don't know if there's any approach.
Yeah, no. Yeah, some things we did. One thing we did that took a lot of time was that we had two, like, not greenhouses, but it's tunnel structures. And especially one of them, because it broke down, the first one we built because of the wind, it was a bad quality. And then we decided to build a new one, which just took a long, long time. It wasn't like, if you think from it as an economic perspective or how to run a business, it was just a waste of time because the time it took to build it and then the time, the money we made from it was just nothing, we just spent 2 weeks building it or something, and it was just, and then we took it down and then. So it was just a waste of time.
Yeah, sometimes I think maybe such things you can prevent if you calculate a little. But then I think some stuff is also just fine to do it experience.
Yeah.
I think you also have to allow you to do
of course. Yeah.
These things, because then you always learn something.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing is for nothing, but
of course. Yeah. And that's what I took from this whole this whole process of doing this was that I learned a lot from it. And learned, what is good and what not to do, and so on.
Maybe a little bit different question. So, what does it mean for you, or what has it meant, or maybe still means for you to be a farmer or an urban farmer?
What it means? I mean, I see it as something very important to provide the food for the community, for the people. And I think it's very important that more people get into it, because that's one of the big problems I see now in society, that so few people are involved in food production. And so it gives, I think it's important in that perspective, and it kind of gives me a bit of a pride as well, like that I feel proud of producing food, knowing how to get food from the seed and putting it in the ground and taking care of it, and so it's that too.
And why do you think it makes you feel more proud than, for instance, produce something? I don't know, what we don't really need, like I don't know.
Oh, because there
are a lot of things.
yeah, for sure. That's about. I mean, we're very critical in this to what society has evolved into, with all this abundance of stuff that we don't really need, and just. So, I mean, I see
like candies, by the way, you can take it.
Oh, thanks.
I got so many, and I don't want to eat all of them.
All right, nice. No, but I think, like, I don't think we need so much things, really, that we have, and I mean, the way I see it, we need food, we need clothes, we need a place to live, and, like, we need a bunch of other stuff too, probably, but the most essential is the food, I think, and the most important, and especially to have good food with good nutrition, so with not so much pesticides on it. And I think it's very important to have that for the well-being, and so that's why I see it as very important, and that I think it gives me some pride in that I can provide that to the people, I think.
Have you ever seen yourself as a founder or an entrepreneur? Like, a founder is a person that established a company, or like...
Not really, no. I could see myself as doing that, like a small business, in an urban farm or a rural farm, or kind of like kind of that. But I wouldn't see myself as a big business founder, no.
What's the difference between a big business founder and a small firm owner?
I think my incentive has never been to make a lot of money out of this, but rather to, be able to live from it so I can have a good life for myself, but with the main purpose of doing something good for the environment, for the people, and kind of trying to change the system in whatever way possible.
And the entrepreneur, with what do you connect it as? That more as?
An entrepreneur for me is... I definitely see there are many entrepreneurs that do good things for the environment and stuff like that. But I don't know, depending on what sector you're in, of course, but many of them still have the motive of making a lot of money, I think, and trying to build something which maybe they have themselves in focus. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
But I do see many examples of actually people that are doing really good things for the environment and the climate and everything, that I would say are entrepreneurs as well. But they just have this, just drive in them to create something, that I don't think that I have so much, actually.
But you could also have the drive to do something completely new, to destroy the system, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I think it's so interesting, because when you ask people outside of the Academia of Entrepreneurship, for them entrepreneurship is always associated with like